from key government officials, including Vice President Joseph Lago, has marked the appointment of Rabbi Mujung Emmanuel as governor of Central Equatoria State. He is being entrusted with the task of addressing land-related issues that contribute to insecurity in the densely populated city of Juba. SSBC's Ayuel Ring reports.
As the leadership of Central Equatoria State transition, expectation for decisive action and improved service delivery are high among the state elite and Juba residents, has demonstrated by light turnout at the ceremony held in honor of Governor Rabbi Mujung Emmanuel, who replaced Agustino Jadela Wani. Addressing the event at the governor's residence in Jebel, Vice President for Service Cluster Joseph Lago used the occasion to echo President Kiir's directive to the newly appointed Governor Rabbi Mujung Emmanuel, urging him to foster peaceful coexistence by addressing land-related disputes that continue to fuel insecurity in the city.
I want to assure General Rabbi that there is no job that is too difficult for a general. There's no job that's too difficult for a general. All that you have gone through has been a training for you for this job. Your training has prepared you for it, and what's more, you are not going to be alone in executing your responsibilities. The national government will support you. The state government will work side by side with you. And our people, our great people of Central Equatoria State will stand with you. What I would just like to urge here is that we do need to see unity. If you are united, prosperous, hardworking, that will give a very, very good example to the rest of the country. Central Equatoria should be exemplary state in our country. And it starts here. And it starts with all of you supporting Governor Rabbi Emmanuel.
For his part, Governor Mujung pledges to build on the foundation laid by his predecessor with a focus on transparency and dedication.
The briefing from the outgoing governor لكل حاجات الحصل future plans بتاعه الكلمة complete incomplete وحاجات تانية وانا ماشي نبدا انا قلت انا مبسوط لانه اوريدي في فاونديشن انا بمشي ببدا من هناك and also يتكلم لي عن members بتاع الحكومه اللي هو كان دور اسالي وكلم كلام كويس خالص وان شاء الله انا بستفيد منه وهنمشي مشوار طويل.
The SPLM second deputy chairperson, Mary Apai, called on the public and all political stakeholders to support the newly governor in carrying out his duties.
Jibuna, so that we work. This is what the chairman told us. Jabona le soko. Ma jabona asanamakan awal. Ma jabona asanamakan, jabona asanamakin nas bitana ina shakil makalam tomo. Mush namakin baadna awal.
Deputy Governor of Central Equatoria State, Paulino Lukudu Opede, reaffirmed the state government is commitment to working as a united team.
Be assured of our commitment. We are going to give you all the necessary assistance. We are going to support you. Can never be led, or can never be hard, and never be give man. Continue to be effective, continue to deliver service to your people so that you leave a footprint in the government of Central Equatoria State.
The reception marked a significant movement in political transition of Central Equatoria State with renewed call for unity, development, and effective governance under the leadership of Governor Rabbi Mujung Emmanuel. Reporting for SSBC News,
The Public Financial Management Oversight Committee, in its regular meeting chaired by the Minister of Finance and Planning, Dr. Mariel Dongrin Ater, listened to a presentation on the status of public financial management by the Secretariat of Public Financial Management on Thursday. Public Financial Management, PRM, is a body mandated and tasked to work for economic reforms as well as institutional reforms according to the provisions of the 2018 Revitalized Peace Agreement. During the meeting, Dr. Dongrin Ater clarified the challenges being faced by the government in paying civil servants' salaries. The minister also updated the meeting on the 2025-2026 fiscal year budget. They charged the affairs of the Norwegian Embassy and acting co-chair of the Public Financial Management Oversight Committee, Inga Elizabeth, stresses the importance of accountability and transparency to ensure services delivery.
Together with the commercial bank and the central bank to address the issue of payments. There has to be payment options, that individuals don't have to walk to a bank when they receive their salaries to carry cash, and it cannot be sustained. It is not happening anywhere in the world, and so there are initiatives now to ensure that we work with mobile operators for mobile payments with the commercial banks, such that payments are done through, they are done digitally, as opposed to everybody walking to the bank at the same time to go and cash all the money that is paid through as salaries. But we are very optimistic as a government, despite the challenges are still there, that we are the fact that we lost a huge chunk of our revenues due to the shutdown of the oil. The oil is now operating still with the challenges, and we are improving revenue collection, which are the main sources for the public revenue. So, and we are putting in place such reforms, including reducing the huge cash circulation in the economy, which has an impact also on the inflation. We are targeting critical sectors of our economy for investment, especially in the upcoming budget for 2025-2026.
Good PFM must ensure that public funds are used efficiently and effectively to deliver essential services to the South Sudanese people, like healthcare, education, and infrastructure. We need to see payment of salaries and job creation, leading to opportunities for South Sudanese citizens, which will contribute to long-term stability and peace. We remain committed to building resilience and good governance within the financial sector in accordance with the peace agreement. Fighting and military confrontations have continued in parts of the country between signatories to the peace agreement. There has to be a political solution to the current conflict. A political solution in South Sudan must include all the parties to the RRCs, other stakeholders, civil society, women and youth. Thank you.
Government and the United Nations reviewed the humanitarian situation and the impact of flooding on education infrastructure. The Minister of General Education and Instruction, Dr. Abul Kuyok Abul, met with the UN Humanitarian Coordinator, Anita Kiki, in Juba on Thursday. The meeting focused on the overview of the anticipated flooding and its impact on education infrastructure. In a statement following the meeting, Dr. Kuyok says flood floods have damaged education infrastructure in various parts of the country, expressing government commitment to rehabilitate the facilities and avail education to the displaced populations. On her part, Anita Kiki emphasizes collaborative efforts to addressing challenges facing the country's education and health sectors, as well as food insecurity.
As you have seen, there are places in this country that have experienced flooding for the last 4 years consecutively, and this has really negative impact on the schools. So we've been trying to renovate some of these schools, but obviously there's a displacement of a very large number of people in these places, in these areas, and of course, education for these kids is very important. It cannot wait, as you said. So we're trying to provide schooling for them in where they are displaced, but the current economic financial climate has changed. So the UN agencies are experiencing shortage in terms of funds that they used to get from their main donors, whether it is in the US or Europeans, and this is a reality that we have to deal with. Reiterate that the government is committed to ensure that education is supported.
We talked about the upcoming flooding season, the impact this will have on schools and infrastructure. I also talked about cholera outbreak in the country at the moment. We agreed that education is an area that we have to continue working on jointly. We talked of some of the other benefits of ensuring kids are in school. We find that the schools are a good way of passing messages, for example, about what needs to be done around cholera and flooding. I briefed him on the recent IPC results, our concerns about food security.
Legislators representing Tambora County in the National Parliament have raised concerns over challenges facing the community. The legislators led by Angelo Beda raised their concerns during a meeting with the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Albino Akol Attack, on Thursday. In a statement to SSBC shortly after the meeting, Angelo Beda says the meeting discussed challenges facing the county communities, especially the recent conflicts in the area, which has affected the agriculture and basic service delivery, including health and education. Beda says the minister promised to address the challenges facing the people of Tambora County.
We have talked to him about greater hunger that has taken place as a result of the conflict that have taken place in Greater Tambora, Najero, and Tambora and Izo. So there are so many aspects of our talk. One is hunger, the other is sanitation, others is education, so many things. And so the minister was quiet and very sympathetic, listening to what we were talking about. And finally, when we ended, first thing he said,
it's time to go for a short break. Please do stay with us. We are back in a moment. Welcome back from that short break. And moving on, the National Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Hussein Abdelbagi Akol, met with a delegation from World Bank Group to discuss improving relations between the bank and the ministry. The ministry's Undersecretary Professor Matthew Gordon says the meeting focused on areas of cooperation and the activities of the World Bank in the country. The World Bank Group Country Manager, Charles Anderland, expresses the bank's commitment to implementing its projects in South Sudan.
We just complete the meeting with the World Bank team headed by the World Bank Manager, Country Manager, to discuss a number of projects which they are supporting and being implemented in the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. The discussion was very successful, and then the area of cooperation were clear, elaborated, and then we went ahead to come out with a further plan on how we can improve working relationship between the World Bank and the Ministry of Agriculture in implementing the project.
Today I had the pleasure and honor of meeting the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abdelbagi. We discussed cooperation and partnership between the World Bank Group and the Ministry in implementing a range of projects. We have a project that is supporting the development of cooperatives and more generally supporting livelihoods and agricultural productivity in several areas of the country. We have another project that works on providing support, or social safety nets, support for vulnerable and poor individuals in several parts of the country as well. And we implement these projects in partnership with and through the ministry. It's important for us to touch base on it from time to time in order to deal with operational issues to ensure the smooth implementation of these projects. For these projects need to get implemented because they're going to deliver services and livelihoods for the people of South Sudan. Very happy to have had the meeting. I think it was very fruitful. It was very useful, again, to go over the details of what we are doing and what we aim to achieve and to map out the things that we need to do to improve.
The newly appointed Undersecretary of the Ministry of Water Resources and Irrigation, Asher Manyot, says provision of clean drinking water for the people of South Sudan is his top priority. Asher Manyot and the new technical advisor, Peter Mahal, assumed office on Thursday. The Minister of Youth and Sports, Dr. Joseph Geng Akech, attended the welcoming ceremony on Thursday. Isaac Ludoru Emmanuel reports.
Chair Manyuat, new Undersecretary in the Ministry of Water, Resource and Irrigation, formally steps into the position with a call for transparency and accountability in all office business transactions. Manyuat promised to work for providing clean drinking water for the people in the country.
For me to achieve the goal of the ministry as accounting officer, it comes with a lot of responsibility. The responsibility of being accountable, transparent, and of course, a team player. Here in the Ministry of Water, the legacy that should remain is to make sure there is clean water in all corners of South Sudan, from Nimili to Boma, Malakal, Awil, Raja. I believe the country will eradicate many diseases.
On matters of flooding in some parts of the country, the new Undersecretary said he will cooperate with the partners to have dikes constructed to channel off flood waters and so minimize damage.
We have water which has a lot of pitch in those areas, but there are many ways we can mitigate the flood. One, through our collaboration with our development partners, we can create a dike that can prevent the movement of water from one point to another point.
The chairperson of the Transitional National Legislative Assembly Standing Specialized Committee of Water, Resource and Irrigation, Magod Maker Maindi, says the committee will support projects for clean drinking water to the public.
we encourage the government to give a support to the urban water and all those people who are working with urban water to make sure that water connectivity is done throughout the country. And we are also looking into it that those who are supplying water into the houses must make sure that they should not raise the prices of the water higher, because we know that the economic situation is affecting everybody. And the moment you raise the prices of the water, you are killing the people indirectly. Water is life. You cannot live without water.
Prior to the current assignment, Chair Manyuat was the Undersecretary in the Ministry of Trade and Industry. Isaac Ludori Emmanuel, SS.
The acting force commander of the United Nations Interim Security Force for ABA, Major General Robert Yao Afram, briefed the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Akwe Bona Malwal, on the current situation in ABA administrative area. Deputy Minister Akwe underscored the critical need for continued collaboration between the government and UNISFA, emphasizing that joint efforts are essential to maintaining peace and stability in the region. Ruweng, Pibor, and ABA ministers of gender, child, and social welfare have appealed for adoption of a multifaceted approach to effectively address gender inequality and promote equality. These include economic empowerment initiatives, educational opportunities, and combating gender-based violence. Abate Simon reports.
Closing the gaps in gender equality implementation appeals for creating opportunities for women to enter into and advance in various industries and traditionally male-dominated trades. The Greater Bibor
cultures البدور النسوان والبنات especially في الجريدة بيبور كويس زي زواج مبكر للأطفال. طبعا عشان كده نحن بنعرف خلاص إنه يريدوا يقرأوا في المدارس البنات لازم يبقوا عشان يقدروا يغيروا الجيل الحسي. أنا متأكدة كمان في دول المصرية كمان كلنا بنواجه نفس المشاكل.
The AVA Special Administrative Area Director General of Gender, Child and Social Welfare, Achek Deng Achek, asked for building proactive enterprises between the government and development partners for addressing emerging issues.
تشارك في مختلف المجالات إذا كان في السياسة أو في الاقتصاد أو في الإصلاح الاجتماعي زي ما هسه دورنا إحنا في مشاكل اجتماعية كتير. فكل ما نرفع الوعي تجاه المرأة ووصل المرأة الفرصة إنه نبني مجتمع كويس، مجتمع قوي يقدر يساهم في بناء الدولة.
The Director General of Gender, Child and Social Welfare of Ruweng Administrative Area, Atiang Abui Ayom, advocates for joint efforts in addressing disasters associated with the impact of climate change, particularly those affecting women's access to resources and increase their vulnerability.
Calamities that are likely to be affecting the people doing anything. How is it going to affect our women? When we come to farming, a lot of farm resources are going to be destroyed. We're also going to expose them to a lot of anger. Yeah? And once they're there, when there's anger, that means there's a lot of things that are going to affect the women of our community.
Investing in gender disaggregated data collection and analysis is paramount to inform evidence-based policy making, besides encouraging men to take on caregiving responsibilities. Abate Simon Godo, SSBC News.
It's time to go for another short break. Please do stay with us. We are back in a moment. Welcome back from that short break, and thank you for staying with us. Moving on, authorities in Western Bahr el Ghazal state have launched crackdown on illicit liquor in shops in the capital, Wau. The move, spearheaded by Governor Emmanuel Primo Emmanuel, is part of implementing the state cabinet resolutions on banning harmful alcohol such as Ugandan Waragi, Boss Gin, and Flash vodka, affecting human health and creates insecurity among the local community. In a statement to SSBC, the State Minister of Cabinet Affairs, Arcangelo Anyar, underlines government commitment to cracking down harmful alcohol that causes health hazards, adding that the government has closed the biggest factory manufacturing alcohol in the state, besides closure of a number of shops selling the harmful liquor in Wau town.
المريسة ده اللي هو الكمر اللي بيدور بساعة وهو بيودي لإغلال في الأمن إنه يتم إبعاده تماما. بذلك تحرك الليلة بقيادة الحاكم وحكومته وأجهزة الأمنية لتنشين وتنفيذ إبعاد المريسة. لكن أننا ساعين عبر وزارة التجارة وبلدية واو إنه تتم إبعاد كافي تماما، وليلة الولاية قدر أن يقفل مصنع كبير اللي هو كان بينتج المرس القمر المضرة في جبل الأخضر وبعض أماكن أخرى في جبل
Bull youth of Mayom County in Unity State have agreed to unite. This peace initiative, spearheaded by the Unity State government, aims to bring together young people to strengthen reconciliation efforts and build lasting peace. Mayenriam has the details.
In a significant move toward promoting peace and unity, the Bull Youth Union gathered in Juba and agreed to unite their ranks and work together for betterment of Mayom County and Unity State. This peace initiative is spearheaded by the Unity State government, aimed to bring together young people from Bull to strengthen reconciliation effort and build lasting peace back home. Speaking on behalf of the governor of Unity State, the state coordinator, diplomat John Rayo Jany, appealed to the Bull youth to support government effort in achieving peace. He urged the youth to play a constructive role and avoid using social media to criticize the government.
On this important occasion of peace and reconciliation, it is for honor and privilege to convey the greeting of your beloved son, His Excellency Justice Lekin Tong, Governor of Unity State, whose love for peaceful Christian make him pride contributor for the success of this event. I appreciate and acknowledge the crucial role you played in bringing our youth together today.
The Director General at the State Ministry of Health, Dr. John Mutbull, also addressed the youth, encouraging them to become the true ambassadors of peace. He appealed to them to use their influence to counsel young people in the cattle camps to refrain from cattle raiding and to promote peaceful coexistence with neighboring communities in Warab State and Ruweng administrative area.
My advice to you is that instead of hating each other, instead of having grudges towards one another, let us laugh, let us talk together, let us chat together, let us work together as brothers and sisters of this strong community called Bull community. Let us instead civilize our own youth that are at home to avoid cattle theft, to avoid cattle raiding, to avoid any form of negative thing that may predispose them to death.
As a youth, let's unite under one umbrella in a state to just only separate ourselves in different umbrellas. My message direct to all youth, not only youth of Unity State, particularly Mayom, to all youth in South Sudan.
The chairperson of the
Lake community of Ropkona County in Ruweng administrative area are called upon to embrace peaceful coexistence with their neighbors. The call was made by the newly elected Lake community chairperson William Wijal War during a get-together event organized in Juba, urging the community to promote reconciliation and social harmony. Prominent community elder Daniel Zel Gony urged the youth to refrain from cattle raiding and other destructive activities. The rally reflects the ongoing efforts to build lasting peace and strengthen social bonds in the region.
Is to work hard to reach peace within our neighboring counties, especially the Ruweng administrative areas. In fact, we are very happy, as you can see, the result of the election was free and fair. My vision is to unite the community as well as our neighboring counties.
الوحدة في محافظة روبكونا نحن قبيلة الليك داخل روبكونا الهدف مننا نحن دايرين لازم يكون في وحدة بيتنادنا بين المقاطعات الأخرى بما فيهم حتى المناطق اللي هو المجاور لنا سواء كان من القبائل الأخرى لازم ان احنا بنحتاج للوحدة دي الهدف كلها.
The Commissioner of Twitch East County, George Arok, calls upon the youth to embark on agricultural activities to enhance their well-being. He made the statement during the launch of the farming activities in Twitch East County of Jonglei State.
Today is the launching of an agriculture scheme farming in Twitch East, Garlei Buma. This is the farms of youth, armed youth, funded by Peace Canal as a partner, and Peace Canal is one of the NGOs that support peace and initiative and empowerment to arm youth and well-wishers who are able to sustain their life. So this is a real initiative, and we came and witnessed and inaugurate. It is 150 hectares, and it will also be expanded more because this is a new initiative, and it is the first time that this activities is being launched. It has been offered by Peace Canal simply because to engage youth who are engaged in different activities, illegal activities, so to actually change their mind from the previous own way to support the life rather than engage in productively activities. And as you also know, His Excellency the Governor of Jonglei is really dwell on agriculture, food security this year, and he's encouraged every citizen in Jonglei to abide with agriculture production than conflict issues. So he's encouraged peace and agriculture this season, that we must at least harvest a better year this year than the previous years. So we are very happy and delighted for the youth of Twitch to take this initiative as an example to the rest of their colleagues of the neighboring counties, Duk, Bor, Greater Pibor, and the rest of the country side. As you know, Twitch has been underwater for several years. They have not harvested any yet, but this year we are optimistic to have a food product. Then, as you have seen, this is very fertile land, every crop.
The National Ministries of Agriculture and Food Security and of Gender, Child and Social Welfare and Shabaka Maisha organized various sports activities for refugees and their house host in Juba. During the event at the Buluk Playground, both professional and the upcoming athletes from the refugees and the house host showcased their talents, a move aimed at promoting peace and unity. Athletes Omni Emmanuel and head coach Joseph Ramadan both expressed their willingness to supporting sports activities. Community engagement specialist at the ministry, Anyama Sevia, said the activity is organized to promote social cohesion between the refugees and the house host. The Deputy Director for Protection and Refugees Welfare, Yosa David, says the event aimed to promote sports talents among the players.
To be here. The next sport that's coming on Saturday, I want to be like what I did. I want to do the same what I did today. My message to the refugees who are not part of this: don't lose hope. Don't lose hope for what you like. If you need what you need, force yourself to do it. Don't say that I can't make it in life, but you can do it in life.
منافسات كان جميل جدا. منافسات كان يعني بيساعد في تالنت ظهروا في ريفيجيز، في ناس كويسين، واحتمال لقدام انهم مستقبل لو بمون بيستمر في تمارين بتاعهم. يعني هنا بس بنودي نقول انه الاختيار لما نمشي التيم لازم الناس يستمر في التمارين بتاعهم عشان لقدام بكون في امبروفمنت، في تمثيل لبرا. الريفيجيز يومين ده بيجي يجيب مثل جودي لهم فرص في اولمبياد، في بطولة عالم، في بطولات الافريقيه. فعشان كده هنا في الجنوب كان عندنا ريفيجيز تيم تاع ريفيجيز، يعني هنا بكون انا متاكد هنا بكون كويسين.
We started today with athletics, and on Saturday we have football for both refugees and the host community. That is put in a way that it will promote social cohesion between the refugees and the host community, as we know that sports is one of the social protection activity that brings in people together, and with this we are looking forward into seeing more activities that can promote social cohesion in the refugee hosting locations.
Today we came here to do the preliminary of the track and field, those who can run the short distance, and then on Saturday we will continue with the long distance and then the finals of the preliminary that we did today. These activities, we call it sports for peaceful coexistence activities and social cohesion. This one is actually to bring refugees from the walk of life, those who are here in South Sudan.
And that's all we have in this news bulletin. Thank you for watching, and I am Duku Wilson. Have a good night.